Personal injury attorney Stewart Vance from the Vance Law Firm is in studio with us this morning, waiting to answer your legal questions right here on the air. That number to call, 420-9732. Stewart, always good to see you.
Good to see you, Sally.
Let's go straight to the phone lines. We have a caller on the line, Tamara from Montgomery. What is your question?
Hi, I had a question. As far as when I had my little girl, I had her actually at Jackson. And so it was just, a whole ordeal and process. But I ended up having her, by myself in the bathroom. And now they're trying to send me like a bill. So
It sounds like she disconnected right there, but...
Right, that is one of those questions I often say, I'm going to need a little more information. But that, as most stories start off in the field I'm in, you hear things and it's kind of shocking, but then you need to dig in and get a little more information. So we can reach back out to her after this segment and get some more information. But yeah, that's a perfect example of why you should always call, because I don't know all the details yet, but I'm going to hopefully get back to her and find out more. That seems not like it should be, but then again, things aren't always what they seem. So I can't really give you a straight answer because I don't know all the details. There should be more information, but that's a great segue into saying always call and ask, because if you don't know, you don't really know which way to go. Maybe that is a proper bill in the end, maybe it's not, but I would always encourage folks to call and find out what options they may have, if their things are proceeding the right way, and the sooner you know that, the better you can make more informed decisions.
I just want to say, as a mother of 3 children, you had that baby by yourself in the bathroom. That's incredible. We have another caller on the line. We have Jimmy with us. Jimmy, go ahead with your question.
Yes, are y'all taking Camp Lejeune cases?
Yes, Jimmy, our firm is handling some Camp Lejeune cases. Did you have some specific questions about those?
No.
Jimmy, if you will, mute your television for us. That way we can hear you clearly.
Okay.
While he does that, remind folks what the Camp Lejeune case is.
Yes, the federal government, it was a bipartisan. I mean, the Republicans and Democrats got together for something, and it was really for the good of the veterans of our country that served in the Marine Corps. So Camp Lejeune is a Marine Corps base where most Marines go and do basic training. It's in North Carolina, and between, from like the 50s until the 80s, almost 30 years of folks being there, the groundwater, the drinking water that serviced that base and in that whole city was found out to be contaminated. Now, there have been lots of claims through the years about the birth defects, the cancer, all these issues that folks felt like arose from the bad drinking water. The government has acquiesced to that and said, yes, it is related to the drinking water, and so there are some parameters, but anyone, not necessarily just Marines, it could be anybody that lived and worked in that area. There's a big, you can imagine a military base, the Marine Corps base there. There are lots of folks that lived there were employed by the base. So anyone that may have lived there, their parents may have lived there. We've even looked into cases where people were born some other place, but their parents, mother and father, may have been there and were affected by that. So it's still working its way through the federal court there in North Carolina. So there's really not, it's a slow.
I can't right now, Mother. Give me a minute.
It's a slow roll on how it's going to go. But there's a deadline. We always talk about statutes of limitations. That's 2 years. Well, what the government did by setting a date that once they passed that bill and President Biden signed it into effect last year, that sort of gave a window of 2 years from the date he signed that bill. If you were affected or feel like you were affected by Camp Lejeune, please come forward and ask someone. Our firm is handling some of those. You can call our office, but certainly get some help, because you'd hate to miss out on what the government has done to set aside some funds for the benefit of those veterans.
So, Jimmy, if you had a specific question, if you served at Camp Lejeune or someone you knew or loved suffered some health issues because of their service there at Camp Lejeune, just give Stewart a call.
Absolutely. Again, goes back to asking the question, because there have been so many things that I would have never thought about. A someone's mother had miscarriages before they or their siblings were born, or maybe now they have older siblings or themselves had some health issues that it's odd that it ran, 4 people in the same family have the same type of dementia or the same type of cancer or whatever it might be. It's worth looking into, because those are some of the things that the government has said, hey, these certain types of injuries we are in effect admitting to they were caused by the poor drinking water, and we're willing to compensate those veterans who were affected. So yeah, you don't want to look up in a couple of years and go, gosh, that could have been from that. Find out now. That's a great way to do.
Never hurts to call. And you can call us now, 420-9732. There's more Ask the Attorney. When we come back, you can get your legal questions answered by Stewart Vance from the Vance Law Firm. If you do call, please remember to mute your television. That way we can hear you